Chosen ones, embrace your divine calling to abundance. You are not here by coincidence. This moment is a divine sign, a sacred whisper from the heavens calling you to step into a destiny far greater than you can imagine. This is your awakening, a moment carefully orchestrated by the Creator to remind you that your life is destined for extraordinary purpose and abundant blessings. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. You have felt it deep within, haven't you? That sense that you were meant for something more. That your journey holds meaning beyond the ordinary. You are chosen, not by chance, but by divine design, to rise and embrace a life overflowing with purpose, impact, and prosperity. The road you've traveled to this point has not been easy, and that was no accident. Every challenge you faced, every moment of doubt or hardship, was not meant to defeat you, but to prepare you. Like gold refined by fire, your trials have been shaping you, building your strength, your faith, and your resilience. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1 verses 2-3. Those moments were not random. They were divine preparation, orchestrated to mold you into someone capable of stewarding the immense blessings that await. You have been chosen to step into a life of profound abundance and purpose, where every blessing you receive becomes a beacon of hope and transformation for others. Imagine a life where your dreams align perfectly with God's divine plan, where every step you take is met with favor, and where the abundance you receive flows through you to touch countless lives. This abundance is not just material wealth. It is a state of divine alignment, a life overflowing with peace, joy, relationships, and purpose. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Romans 8 verse 28. You are here because you are part of that purpose, a thread in a tapestry far greater than you can see right now. But stepping into this divine calling requires faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your unique journey, and faith in the God who has orchestrated it all. For with God all things are possible. Matthew 19 verse 26. To fully embrace this calling, you must cast aside the doubts that have held you back and boldly declare your readiness to receive. Type Amen or 777 in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance. Let this be your declaration, a statement of faith that you're stepping into your God-given purpose. Share your intentions, your dreams, and your gratitude in the comments, knowing that this act of faith will amplify the blessings already being prepared for you. This is not the time to hesitate or second guess. You are here because the Creator is calling you to greatness. Stay with me until the end of this message, for the truth revealed here has the power to transform not only your life but the lives of all those you are destined to impact. You are chosen. You are loved. You are destined for a life of abundance. Believe it. Embrace it. Step boldly into your divine calling. Embrace your unique destiny with faith and courage. You are not here by coincidence. This moment is a divine appointment, a sacred invitation from the Creator to step into a life of extraordinary purpose, abundance, and impact. The path that has brought you here, with its twists and turns, joys and sorrows, was not random. It was divinely orchestrated to prepare you for this calling. You have been chosen, not by chance, but with intention. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, and before you were born I set you apart. Jeremiah 1 verse 5. This truth is at the core of your identity. You were set apart, crafted uniquely, and imbued with gifts and dreams meant to change not just your life, but the lives of countless others. Perhaps you have always felt different, as though the world around you moved to a rhythm you could not dance to. This sense of not longing was never a curse. It was a sign. Like Joseph, whose dreams set him apart from his brothers, you have carried visions that others may not understand. His journey, marked by betrayal, false accusations, and years of waiting, might seem like a tale of injustice. But every trial Joseph endured was a step toward his ultimate purpose, saving nations during famine and reuniting his family. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. Genesis 50 verse 20. In the same way, the challenges you faced were never meant to break you, but to shape you into the person capable of carrying out your divine mission. Your unique traits, your ability to think differently, dream boldly, and rise again even when life knocks you down, are marks of your chosenness. They are evidence of the greatness within you. While others might settle for what is, you are drawn to what could be. You see possibilities where others see obstacles. This vision, combined with your resilience, is no accident. It is divine preparation. Just as Esther was placed in her royal position for such a time as this, Esther 4 verse 14, your experiences, gifts, and even your struggles have positioned you to step into a destiny that only you can fulfill. The signs of being chosen are often subtle, but unmistakable. Do you notice how ideas seem to come to you out of nowhere? Or how certain doors that once seemed firmly closed are now beginning to open? Have you ever felt an inner pull towards something greater, even if you couldn't quite name it? These moments are not mere coincidences. They are divine confirmations, gentle nudges from God, reminding you of the path set before you. Moses, too, doubted his calling when God spoke to him through the burning bush. Moses questioned his abilities, saying, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" Exodus 3 verse 11. Yet God assured him, "I will be with you." Exodus 3 verse 12. The same promise is true for you. You are not alone in this calling. The Creator walks with you, guiding each step, providing strength when you feel weak, and illuminating the path even when it seems unclear. Being chosen is not just an honor, it is a profound responsibility. You are called to be a steward of blessings, not merely for your benefit, but for the good of others. Like the servant in the parable of the talents who multiplied what was instead to him, Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30, you are given gifts to grow and share. Your abundance, whether it takes the form of financial wealth, influence, or wisdom, is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to ripple outward, creating waves of transformation, hope, and healing. Imagine the lives you could touch by stepping into your calling. Funding schools, building hospitals, mentoring the next generation, or simply being a beacon of light in someone's darkest hour. But embracing this role requires breaking free from the chains of doubt and fear. The world is filled with voices that will tell you that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, or that you don't have what it takes. These lies are designed to hold you back, to keep you from fulfilling your potential. But remember this: God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. You are equipped with everything you need to succeed. Every challenge you faced has been preparing you. Every setback has been refining you. And every moment of perseverance has been building your strength. This is your time to step forward with faith and courage. The blessings awaiting you are not just for your enjoyment. They are tools for fulfilling your divine mission. Begin by changing your mindset. Declare, "I am chosen. I am capable. And I am ready." Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Consume content that inspires you. And take action toward your dreams, no matter how small those steps may seem. Your faith, combined with action, will unlock doors you never imagined possible. You are part of a divine plan far greater than yourself, one that has the power to transform lives and glorify God's kingdom. Let this be a space of encouragement and inspiration. You are chosen. You are capable. You are ready. Now step boldly into your destiny. What if everything you thought about wealth was just a fraction of the truth? Too often, society teaches us to equate wealth with money, numbers in a bank account, material possessions, the outward signs of success. But true wealth runs much deeper. It is a state of being, a harmony between your health, relationships, and spiritual fulfillment. Imagine a life where abundance is not only measured by what you own, but by how much peace you carry in your heart, how deeply you love, and how aligned you are with your divine purpose. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. Matthew 6 verses 19 to 20. Real wealth is eternal, rooted in the things that cannot be taken away. When you pause to redefine wealth, you realize it is not limited to material gain. Think of Job in the Bible, a man who had everything, vast riches, a loving family, and good health, only to lose it all in a test of faith. Yet, even in his suffering, Job remained steadfast, and God restored his fortunes, giving him twice as much as before. Job 42 verse 10. His story teaches us that true wealth is inseparable from faith, perseverance, and a heart open to God's plan. Wealth, in its fullest sense, is a balance of life's blessings, physical well-being, meaningful connections, and a spirit grounded in divine purpose. Wealth becomes truly meaningful when it serves a higher purpose. Money on its own is just a tool. It cannot buy peace, love, or fulfillment. But when money is tied to a mission, when it becomes a vessel for your God-given purpose, it transforms into something extraordinary. Think of Solomon, who prayed not for riches or power, but for wisdom to govern his people. 1 Kings 3 verses 9 to 12. Because his heart was aligned with a higher mission, God blessed him with unparalleled wealth, wisdom, and influence. Solomon's story reminds us that when we prioritize our divine calling, material wealth becomes a natural byproduct. Now, reflect on your own life. What is the purpose that stirs your soul? Perhaps it's a vision to uplift your community, create opportunities for others, or bring healing to those in need. Wealth tied to purpose is not about accumulating riches for personal gain. It is about becoming a steward of blessings, using what you have been given to create positive change. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. 1 Peter 4 verse 10. When your wealth serves your purpose, it becomes a force for transformation, not just for you, but for the world around you. The impact of wealth depends entirely on how it is used. Selfish wealth hoards resources, seeks power, and often leaves a trail of emptiness and destruction. Purposeful wealth, however, is life-giving. It builds, uplifts, and creates a ripple effect of positivity. Consider the story of the rich young ruler in the Gospels, who was invited by Jesus to sell his possessions and follow him. Matthew 19 verses 21 to 22. The ruler's unwillingness to let go of his wealth reveals a heart bound by materialism rather than purpose. Contrast this with Zacchaeus, the tax collector, who upon encountering Jesus, gave away half his possessions and repaid those he had wronged fourfold. Luke 19 verses 8 to 9. Zacchaeus' transformation illustrates how wealth, when surrendered to God, becomes a tool for redemption. And in our modern world, we see similar examples of individuals who have used their wealth for good. Think of philanthropists who fund schools, hospitals, and clean water projects in underserved regions. Or the everyday heroes who, though not wealthy by the world's standards, give generously of their time and resources to lift others. These are the ones who understand the spiritual principle. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over, will be poured into your lap. Luke 6 verse 38. Purposeful wealth multiplies. It doesn't stop with the giver, but flows outward, touching lives and fulfilling a greater mission. The journey to true wealth begins with a shift in perspective. First, recognize that wealth is your birthright. Not just financial prosperity, but a life overflowing with health, joy, and divine alignment. It is not selfish to desire abundance when your heart is aligned with God's will. In fact, the Bible says, "The blessing of the Lord brings wealth, without painful toil for it." Proverbs 10 verse 22. These blessings are not meant to weigh you down, but to empower you to live a life of freedom and purpose. Second, evaluate how you use the wealth you already have. Do your resources, whether great or small, serve your higher calling? Are you sowing seeds of generosity, compassion, and faith? The parable of the widow's offering reminds us that it's not the amount we give, but the heart behind it that matters. Mark 12 verse 41 to 44. Even the smallest act of giving, when done with love, can create a profound impact. Finally, align yourself with the energy of abundance by nurturing gratitude and faith. Gratitude is a magnet for blessings. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, you create space for even more abundance to flow into your life. Faith, too, is essential. Trust that God's timing is perfect, and His plan for you is greater than anything you can imagine. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Ephesians 3 verse 20. Wealth, in its truest sense, is not about what you have. It's about who you are and how you use the gifts entrusted to you. It's about living with purpose, giving freely, and walking boldly in the abundance God has promised. Have you ever wondered why the moments of greatest difficulty in your life often feel like the loneliest and most challenging? It can seem as though the weight of the world is pressing against you, testing your strength, your faith, and your ability to hold on. Yet, these moments are not without purpose. They are the refining fires that prepare you for the greatness you are destined to achieve. Much like a sculptor shelling away at a block of stone, God uses challenges to shape and refine us, revealing the masterpiece within. As the psalmist writes, "For you, God, tested us, you refined us like silver." Psalm 66 verse 10. These trials are not a punishment, but a preparation. A sacred process designed to bring forth the best in you. Imagine the story of Ruth, a woman who faced devastating loss when her husband died, leaving her in a foreign land without any clear future. Yet, through her unwavering loyalty and faithfulness, she aligned herself with God's greater plan. Ruth's journey was filled with uncertainty, yet her decision to stay with her mother-in-law Naomi and trust in God's provision led her to Boaz, a kinsman redeemer. This union not only restored her life but placed her in the lineage of Jesus Christ. Ruth's story reminds us that what appears to be a season of loss may be the gateway to a season of unimaginable purpose and blessing. Sometimes, the greatest opportunities arise when we lean into the unknown, trusting that God's hand is at work in the midst of challenges. It's easy to lose sight of the lessons hidden within them when we think of adversity. We often focus on the pain rather than the growth it inspires. But every difficulty contains a seed of transformation. When Thomas Edison was asked about his many failed attempts at inventing the light bulb, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This perspective transformed what could have been despair into determination. Edison's willingness to embrace failure as part of the process led to one of the most revolutionary inventions of all time. In our own lives, failures are not endpoints, but stepping stones. Each one carrying a lesson that strengthens our resolve and sharpens our vision. Consider the experience of J.K. Rowling, who wrote the first Harry Potter novel while living on welfare as a single mother. Rejected by multiple publishers, she faced numerous moments where giving up seemed like the easiest option. Yet, she pressed on, driven by an unwavering belief in her story. Today, her work has inspired millions worldwide and transformed her life in ways she could never have imagined. Rowling's journey teaches us that the moments of greatest resistance often come just before breakthroughs. When you feel the pressure mounting, it is not a signal to stop, it is a call to persevere. Challenges also teach us to value what truly matters. When we face adversity, it strips away distractions and reveals the core of our character. It's in these moments that we learn patience, gratitude, and wisdom. Think about the biblical story of Hannah, who prayed fervently for a child. Her years of waiting and heartbreak were not in vain. When God finally blessed her with Samuel, she dedicated him to the Lord's service, recognizing that her blessing was part of a greater plan. Hannah's journey reminds us that God's timing is always perfect, even when it feels delayed. Every moment of waiting is preparing us to receive His blessings with a heart of gratitude and a spirit of stewardship. Perhaps you've noticed this truth in your own life. Maybe a ULT season taught you resilience, or a setback led you to a greater opportunity you hadn't considered. These experiences are not coincidences. They are divine appointments. Challenges refine your character, deepen your faith, and position you to fulfill your purpose. As Paul writes, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope." Romans 5 verses 3-4. Each trial is part of a sacred process that transforms you into the person you were created to be. One of the most profound truths about challenges is that they often prepare you to serve others. Your story of overcoming hardship can become a beacon of hope for someone else navigating a similar storm. Think of Nelson Mandela, who endured 27 years of imprisonment, yet emerged with a vision of reconciliation and justice that changed an entire nation. His time in captivity was not wasted. It was a season of preparation that equipped him to lead with wisdom and compassion. Your challenges, too, can become your greatest testimony, a source of strength and inspiration for others. If you've been noticing repeated signs and synchronicities, take heart. They are not random, but whispers from God, reminding you that you are seen, loved, and guided. These moments are a reflection of your divine anointing and a sign that you are walking a path of purpose. So, are you paying attention to the signs God is placing before you? Are you allowing them to strengthen your trust and sharpen your discernment? Share your experiences in the comments below, or declare boldly, "I trust God's guidance," as a statement of your faith. Remember, every step, every sign, and every synchronicity is part of His perfect plan for your life. Trust the whispers. Embrace His guidance, and walk boldly into the extraordinary future He has prepared for you. Have you ever stopped to consider the incredible power that resides within you, waiting to be unlocked? It's a power designed not only to transform your own life but to leave an enduring impact on the world around you. This power is your God-given potential, a spark of divine greatness that can only be activated when faith meets action. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Matthew 17 verse 20. Faith is the key to unlocking the extraordinary. But without action, it remains a dream left unfulfilled. Together, faith and action create a divine partnership that turns aspirations into reality and allows you to step fully into the life God has prepared for you. Faith begins with belief, a deep, unshakable conviction that what you desire is not only possible but already set in motion by the Creator. Speaking positive affirmations such as, "I am abundant," or "I am walking in divine favor," is more than just a habit. It's an act of aligning your mind and spirit with the promises of God. Let the weak say, "I am strong." Joel 3 verse 10. When you declare strength over your weakness or abundance over scarcity, you are speaking life into existence. These affirmations create a mental shift that opens your heart to receive the blessings already prepared for you. Faith is not about seeing the path ahead clearly. It is about trusting the one who leads you through the unknown. Yet, faith alone is not enough. It must be coupled with deliberate, consistent action. Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith by my deeds. James 2 verse 18. Action transforms belief into results. This might mean starting with gratitude, expressing thanks for what you have, no matter how small, as a way of magnifying your blessings. Gratitude shifts your perspective, allowing you to see abundance in what others might overlook. Each day, take time to acknowledge the goodness in your life and to thank God for the opportunities ahead. Gratitude is the fertile soil in which the seeds of potential grow. Practical steps are just as essential. If you feel called to wealth, influence, or service, ask yourself, are you preparing for the abundance you are praying for? Like Nehemiah, who carefully planned and prayed for rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah 2 verses 4 to 6, your preparation is key to fulfilling your purpose. Educate yourself, hone your skills, and seek wisdom. Each step you take brings you closer to the life you envision. If you dream of becoming a leader, surround yourself with mentors who inspire you. If you long for financial freedom, learn how to manage resources wisely. Action, no matter how small, builds momentum, moving you closer to your goals. As you move forward in faith and action, you'll begin to notice signs and opportunities that align with your calling. These moments are not coincidences, they are divine confirmations. Perhaps you receive a sudden burst of inspiration for a project, or a chance encounter connects you with someone who holds the key to your next step. These experiences are God's way of saying, "Keep going, you're on the right path." Consider the story of Gideon, who doubted his ability to lead Israel against their enemies. God patiently gave him signs, first through the fleece that was wet with dew while the ground remained dry, and then the opposite, Judges 6 verses 36 to 40. These signs strengthened Gideon's faith, empowering him to step into his role as a leader. In your own life, pay attention to these whispers from God, for they are guiding you toward the fulfillment of your potential. Faith in action also requires persistence. The journey to unlocking your potential is rarely without obstacles, and the temptation to give up can feel overwhelming. But remember the story of Job, a man who lost everything, his wealth, health, and family, and yet refused to let go of his faith. Job's unwavering trust in God was ultimately rewarded, as he was blessed with twice as much as he had before. Job 42 verse 10. Like Job, you may face seasons of hardship that seem to test your every limit. But these trials are not meant to break you. They are refining you, building resilience, and preparing you to handle the abundance that lies ahead. As you take action, align your steps with a higher purpose. True abundance is not about person gain. It's about becoming a vessel of God's blessings to others. Think of the story of the Good Samaritan, who used his resources to help a stranger in need. Luke 10 verse 30 to 37. While others passed by, the Samaritan acted with compassion, offering his time, money, and care. His actions are a reminder that wealth, whether material, emotional, or spiritual, is most meaningful when it is shared. Your potential is not just for you, it is meant to uplift those around you, creating ripples of positivity that extend far beyond your own life. Unlocking your potential also means setting clear goals that reflect your vision and breaking them into actionable steps. Imagine Joshua leading the Israelites into the Promised Land. God instructed them to march around the walls of Jericho for 7 days, even when it seemed like nothing was happening. Joshua 6 verses 1 to 20. Their obedience, combined with unwavering faith, brought the walls crashing down. In the same way, your consistent, faithful actions, no matter how small, are building toward a breakthrough. Trust that every step you take, even when progress feels invisible, is contributing to the greater picture. If you've been feeling the nudge to step into your potential, this is your moment. You are not here by chance, you are here by divine appointment. Begin today with faith in your heart and action in your hands. Speak life over your dreams. Take practical steps toward your goals. And trust in God's perfect timing. Look for the signs around you, those quiet confirmations that you're walking in alignment with His plan. Have you noticed these signs in your life? Maybe it's an idea that keeps surfacing, or a chance encounter that feels too perfect to ignore. Remember, your journey is unique, your calling is divine, and your potential is limitless. When faith and action meet, miracles happen. Trust in the process, embrace the lessons, and step boldly into the extraordinary future God has prepared for you. The best is yet to come. Imagine walking a journey alone, bearing the weight of your dreams, struggles, and hopes without anyone to share them with. It's a lonely path, one that can easily feel overwhelming. Now, imagine that same journey surrounded by people who believe in you, who lift you up when you stumble, and who celebrate your victories as if they were their own. This is the power of community, a force so transformative that it can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories of success and impact. As it is written, "As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another." Proverbs 27 verse 17. We are not meant to walk alone. We are designed to thrive in connection with others. Community provides more than just companionship. It offers encouragement, accountability, and wisdom. When you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you tap into a collective energy that inspires you to push beyond your limits. Think of the early church, described in Acts 2 verse 42 to 47. They devoted themselves to fellowship, shared everything they had, and supported one another selflessly. Their unity not only strengthened their faith but also attracted others to their cause, creating a ripple effect that changed lives. In the same way, your community can become a wellspring of strength, reminding you of your purpose and helping you stay aligned with your goals. One of the greatest examples of the power of community comes from the life of Moses. When he led the Israelites out of Egypt and faced the battle against the Amalekites, he stood on a hill with his hands raised in prayer. As long as his hands were lifted, the Israelites prevailed. But when he grew tired and lowered them, the enemy gained ground. Recognizing his struggle, Aaron and Hur stood by his side, holding up his hands until victory was won. Exodus 17 verses 8 to 13. This story illustrates a profound truth: even the strongest leaders need support. No matter how capable or determined you are, there will be moments when you cannot do it alone. A strong community ensures that when you grow weary, someone is there to lift you up. Learning from others is another invaluable aspect of community. Surrounding yourself with successful, inspiring individuals gives you access to lessons that might take years to learn on your own. Consider someone like Andrew Carnegie, one of the wealthiest men of his time. Carnegie attributed much of his success to the people around him, famously saying, "Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision." He formed a mastermind group, a community of thinkers and innovators who shared ideas, strategies, and support. This network not only fueled his success but also inspired his philanthropy, leaving a legacy that continues to impact the world. In today's world, building a supportive community doesn't have to be limited to in-person connections. Online platforms, forums, and social networks provide endless opportunities to connect with people who share your values and aspirations. However, the key is to be intentional about the communities you join. Seek out spaces where positivity, encouragement, and growth are prioritized. If you find yourself surrounded by negativity or individuals who drain your energy, it's time to reevaluate. As Paul reminds us, do not be misled. Once you've found your community, it's essential to nurture those connections. Relationships thrive on trust, respect, and reciprocity. Be willing to contribute, share your experiences, and celebrate the successes of others. At the same time, don't hesitate to lean on your community when you need guidance or support. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it is the foundation of authentic connection. Just as you uplift others, allow them to uplift you in return. Together, you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving your dreams. The power of community lies in its ability to multiply your impact. Alone, your reach is limited. But together, the possibilities are endless. Think of the body of Christ, described in Romans 12 verses 4-5. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. Each member of a community brings unique strengths and perspectives, creating a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts. Now, as you reflect on the role of community in your own life, I invite you to take a moment to think about the people who inspire and support you. Are you surrounding yourself with individuals who encourage your growth and challenge you to be your best self? If not, what steps can you take today to find or build a community that aligns with your purpose? Share your thoughts in the comments below, or simply write, "Together we rise," as a powerful declaration of your commitment to the transformative power of connection. Remember, no journey is meant to be walked alone. The strength of a community can carry you through challenges, inspire your dreams, and amplify your impact. Embrace the power of connection, and watch as the support of others helps you unlock a future of purpose, abundance, and fulfillment. Together, you can achieve what you never thought possible. What if the secret to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of lies not in what you don't have, but in the way you appreciate what you already do? Gratitude, the simple yet profound act of acknowledging the blessings in your life, has the power to transform not just your mindset, but your entire reality. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 18. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, opening your heart to receive more of the good that life has to offer. Gratitude is like a magnet, drawing prosperity and blessings toward you. When you take the time to thank God for even the smallest of gifts, a kind word, a meal on your table, or the strength to face another day, you amplify those blessings. One of the most effective ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be monumental, they just have to be sincere. Over time, this habit will rewire your mind to focus on abundance rather than scarcity. It's a reminder that no matter how difficult life may seem, there is always something to be grateful for. Consider the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000, John 6 verses 1-14. Before performing the miracle of multiplying the loaves and fish, Jesus gave thanks for the little they had. That act of gratitude transformed a modest offering into an overflow of abundance. The lesson here is clear: gratitude unlocks the potential for miracles. When you give thanks for what you have, no matter how small it seems, you invite God to multiply it in ways beyond your imagination. Life's challenges can sometimes make it hard to remain grateful. When the path ahead feels uncertain or filled with obstacles, it's easy to lose sight of your purpose. Yet, it's during these tough times that gratitude becomes even more powerful. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulties, but it gives you the strength to face them with hope and resilience. When Paul and Silas were imprisoned, they prayed and sang hymns of praise to God, even in chains. Acts 16 verse 25 to 26. Their gratitude and faith led to a miraculous earthquake that freed them. In the same way, when you remain thankful in the face of adversity, you create space for breakthroughs to occur. Reconnecting with your purpose during challenging times is essential. Take a moment to remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. What vision burns in your heart? What impact do you want to leave on the world? Write down your F and keep it where you can see it every day. Let it serve as a compass, guiding you back to your purpose when distractions or doubts arise. Surround yourself with words of encouragement, scriptures, affirmations, or even quotes from people who inspire you. One powerful reminder is found in Isaiah 41 verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. These words remind us that no matter how heavy the burden, we are never alone. Gratitude is the foundation, but action is what builds the future you envision. To prepare for a life of abundance, you must set clear, long-term goals and take consistent steps toward them. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2. Your goals are the map that guides you toward your purpose. Without them, it's easy to feel lost or overwhelmed. Start by envisioning your ideal future. What does it look like? What do you want to achieve? What kind of impact do you want to have? Be as specific as possible. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, define what success means to you. Is it financial freedom? A thriving family? Or making a difference in your community? Once you have a clear vision, break it down into smaller, actionable steps. Small, consistent actions are the key to turning dreams into reality. You don't have to do everything at once. You just have to do something every day. Think of the parable of the mustard seed, Matthew 13 verse 31 to 32. Though it is the smallest of seeds, it grows into a tree large enough to shelter birds. Your actions, no matter how small they seem, carry the potential for extraordinary growth when nurtured with faith and persistence. Stay motivated. Celebrate every milestone along the way. Each step forward is evidence that you are moving closer to your goals. It's a reminder that progress, not perfection, is what matters. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and share your vision.